Hey everybody, welcome to class today. Today is going to be a 70-minute level 3 fitball class. So we do total body today with a lot of focus on plank work and stability work. I give you lots of options to up level and down level, so know that there's always going to be an option for you in here. Something that I do mention, but I just want to reinforce, is there's a lot of work on the wrists, so at any point if you need to come down to the forearms, most of the plank work can be done on the forearms. You could also have like a little table or an ottoman or a couch or something to rest your forearms on as well, to kind of make the floor come towards you. If you enjoy these classes, please remember to like and subscribe and tell a friend, and if you've got comments or feedback, please let me know in the comments section below. We are going to get started today straight away in a plank pose with our hands on the ball, so if you need to do any work to warm up your wrists or anything like that, please do that, and then I will meet you in a plank pose. Starting in a plank pose, you're going to take your hands to either side of the mat. Your palms aren't flat, so you're gently gripping the ball with your fingertips. Press the ball away from you and then engage your thighs just like you were in a plank on the floor. Start to breathe in and out through the nose. Ujjayi pranayama if it's in your practice, or you can breathe in through the nose, out through the mouth, whatever you need to do to make this work for you. But your focus here is your breathing. So I don't care how you breathe, I just want you to keep breathing. Gentle tuck of the lower belly, draw the shoulders out of the ears. We're going to take 5 more breaths here. The ants all over me. Keep breathing. You can move down to your forearms if this starts to irritate your wrists. You could stay here if you need to, otherwise you're going to take an inhale. On your exhale, you're going to float the right leg up off the mat, draw the right hip down slightly. Inhale, set it down. Exhale, float the left leg up. Inhale, set it down. So I'm slightly internally rotating my leg. I'm not turning my toes out to the side of the mat. I'm drawing my hip down towards the floor to keep my pelvis relatively even. And my toes are turning slightly in towards the midline. It's almost like an overcorrection. Don't let those shoulders creep up towards the ears. Back of the neck is long. Don't let your face fall towards the ball. We do 3 more on each side here. One more each side. You're going to step your feet a little bit wider. You can step your feet a little bit closer if you need to. Reposition your hands so that they come into more towards the center of the ball. We're going to take shoulder taps here. So you can do this from your knees as well. You're going to ground down through the right hand, and you're going to tap the left hand to the right shoulder. Inhale, set it down. So I have to shift my weight back a little bit into my heels. Try and keep in as much of a plank as is possible for you. So you might be able to do this from a full plank. You might have to shift quite a lot back into your heels. Work with where you're at. Try and keep your pelvis nice and steady. So when you're taking that hand off the ball, you're drawing that same hip down slightly. We do 3 more on each side. You could also take the ball up against a wall or in a corner if you wanted to. It's like a little training wheel almost. 1 more each side. And then you're slowly going to roll it back. From here, we're going to come to kneeling on the ball. So again, you could be near a wall or a chair if you needed to. Come up onto your tiptoes, shins come onto the ball, and then you're going to shift yourself forward so you're in a tabletop position. Your hands and your knees are on the ball. We're going to stay here for a moment. You're going to take an inhale. As you exhale, you're going to tap your right hand to your left shoulder, and then you'll set it down. And then you'll tap your left hand to your right shoulder, and then you'll set it down. So nice and slow like this. We're going to take 5 more on each side. And just feel here the weight shift in your legs. So feel how you have to shift your weight to keep your balance when you take that hand off. And then keep that in mind as we're going to take both of our hands off soon. Totally lost count. We're going to do 2 more on each side. From here, you're going to roll the ball up your shin slightly, so it's going to come further towards your ankles. You're going to start to walk your hands up towards your shins or towards your knees, and then you're going to come all the way up to standing. So try and get your hips to lift off your heels, engage through your quads, stand up nice and tall like you're standing on the floor. If this is a lot, your hands can be on the wall. You're going to take your hands out in front of you. Maybe you're just working with balance. Otherwise, take an inhale here. And then as you exhale, draw your right hip forward slightly as you sweep your right arm to the back of the mat. And then inhale, come through center. As you exhale, draw your left hip forward slightly as you take your left arm towards the back of the mat. Inhale through center. Exhale, sweep to the right. Inhale through center. Exhale, sweep to the left. Inhale through center. If you want to make this harder, your gaze follows your hand. If you want to make this harder, still do what I'm doing and just be on a really, really uneven surface. The surface looks even from the outside, but when you stand on it, it's like just a carpet on sand and it's all lumpy. But it's good. It's an extra challenge. We're going to take 2 more to each direction. One more each way. You should feel both sides of your legs working here, hamstrings, glutes, and quads. And then we're slowly going to bring it down. We're going to come back to that kneeling position on the ball. So our hands, or our tabletop position on the ball. So our hands and our knees are going to be on the ball. You could just work with lifting the hands again. Otherwise, we're going to try and take the legs off like we were doing a donkey kick. So take a nice deep inhale. As you exhale, you're going to shift the weight into the right shin, and you're going to see if you can lift, you're going to roll all over the place. You're going to see if you can lift the left leg and extend it back behind you. I'm gripping the ball with the top of my right foot. And then as you inhale, you're going to bring it back into center. Shift the weight over to the left, press the top of your left foot into the ball for extra balance. And as you exhale, you'll send that right leg back behind you. Try and draw that right hip down. Inhale it back to center. Exhale, we'll take the left leg back behind you, and you can move really slow. You don't have to be anywhere near my pace. Inhale, bring it back in. And then as you exhale, you'll send the right leg back behind you. And then inhale, bring it back in. We're going to do 4 more on each side. Take it nice and slow at your pace. I would prefer that you did less reps and really held it in the balance and moved slowly with control, and then did a bunch really, really fast and you're just kind of flailing around and not really finding the work. You finish before me, just keep going. The more the merrier. We've got 1 more on each side. You're going to set the shins down. You're going to start to walk your hands towards your knees. We're coming back up to kneeling on the ball. So once again, you might just be playing with balance here, and that's fine. It's another opportunity to work on that. Otherwise, engage through your quads. Try and tuck your, so you're not tucking your tail under, like you're not scooping your pelvis, but you're trying to get your pelvis underneath your hips so you're not sending your butt back in space. Going to help you balance. This time you're going to reach the hands up and overhead. Take a nice deep inhale. Right hip draws forward as you exhale. Split the arms, turn towards the right. Option to gaze back towards the right thumb. Inhale, come back through center, arms reach up overhead. So this should feel harder. As you exhale, left hip draws forward slightly as you take the left rib cage and the left arm back. Inhale, bring it up through center. We're going to go 5 more to each side. If you wanted to make this harder, you could certainly add weight to this, like holding water bottles or light dumbbells or something like that if you had it. We're going to do 1 more to each side. I have a great view of all the new leaves that are coming out on my plants here. And I'm trying not to get distracted by it. You're going to come back through center. Inhale, sweep those arms up. As you exhale, your hands are going to find the ball again. So this is our last thing that we're going to do in this tabletop position on the ball. You can stick with either of the options that we just did. Otherwise, we're going to try and take our bird dog, opposite hand and opposite leg. So you're going to press down into the left hand and the right shin. Grip the top of that right foot into the ball. Start by sending the left leg back behind you. Option to see if you can take that the right hand to fingertips. Whew. Maybe you can bring it all the way to tap the shoulder, even if it's just for a second, and then bring it back down. So if you fall, that's fine. Just have a good fall strategy. So bring your foot down towards the floor. Make sure that you don't have anything to crash into near you. We'll try the other side. So you're going to ground down through that left shin. Grip the top of the left foot into the ball. Press down through the right hand and start by taking the right leg back behind you. Then come to the left fingertips. Find your balance. Maybe you can take that left hand to the right shoulder. Ooh, that side's harder. And then we'll bring it back down. We're going to try it a couple more times on each side. So take it at your own pace. I'm not going to walk you through it. I would encourage you, though, to go nice and slowly. We're going to do 1 more on each side. And then we're going to bring hands and knees back towards the ball. We're going to come up to stand on the shins 1 more time. So bring yourself all the way up to standing. This time we're going to alternate arm swings to start with, and then we'll add a little twist. So you can start with your hands down by your side, or you can start with them overhead to make it a little bit harder. You'll sweep the right arm back, left arm back. So we're just alternating kind of like a scissor sort of action here. The faster you go, the more momentum you're going to create, the harder it's going to be to balance. You can stay here, otherwise we can start to add a turn. So as the arm goes back, you turn the torso. So we're going pretty quickly here. That's going to make it harder. If you need to slow this down and come back to one of the turns that we did before, then you can certainly do that. And don't be afraid of the ball moving. The ball is going to move. Your job is to balance with it. So move with the ball and obviously try not to fall off it. We're going to go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Come back to that all fours position on the ball. Roll yourself off the ball. Send the ball out in front of you. Come into a forward fold. Stretch out the hamstrings. Take a nice deep inhale. As you exhale, press the heels of your hands into the ball. Start to roll the length of the spine, using the ball as a little bit of resistance to really round all the way up. Roll it into the fingertips. Inhale, take your hands off the ball. Sweep the arms up and overhead. And then as you exhale, you're going to fold forward, fingertips find the ball. Again, gentle pressure into the ball as you start to roll all the way out the length of the spine. And then we're going to shift back into our plank pose. So my fingers are turning out slightly. You find what position is best for your wrists. If you need to do this from the forearms, you can do that. Take an inhale here. As you exhale, you're going to tap your right knee to your right elbow. Inhale, float it back, don't set it down. And then as you exhale, you're going to tap it to your left elbow. Inhale, float it back, don't set it down. Exhale, tap it to the right. Inhale, float it back. Exhale, tap it to the left. Inhale, float it back. We're going to go 3 more on each elbow. Try not to set that right foot down in between, but obviously if you need to, go ahead and do that. Come back into your plank pose. Take an inhale. As you exhale, float the left leg up. Inhale here. As you exhale, tap it to the left elbow. Inhale, float it back. Exhale, tap it to the right elbow. Inhale, float it back. We've got 4 more on each side. Try not to set that left foot down. One more each side. And then set it down, roll it all the way back. We're going to come down to kneeling. So I'm going to try and break this up so we don't spend too much time on our wrists at one time. You're going to come to face side onto the ball. So your first option would be to keep your left knee down, your left forearm is on the ball, your right hip is stacked above your left. So everyone's going to start here. We're going to send the left forearm away from us, and then as you exhale, you'll bring it back in. Inhale, you push it away. Exhale, you bring it back in. So we're working a lot of shoulder stability here. You could stay here. Your next option would be to float that right leg off. So now we've got a little bit less stability. Your third and final option would be to come all the way up into a full side plank. So ground down through that left forearm. You can use your right hand as stability. You could either stagger your feet, or if you're feeling really jazzy, you could stack your feet. Right hand can come to the hip, or it can stay on the ball. As you inhale, send that left forearm away. Exhale, bring it in. Inhale, send it away. Exhale, bring it back in. We're going for 6 more. And then set it down. We're going to take that over to the other side. We'll see how I go, because now I'm going to be on a downward slope. You'll set it up so that your right knee is underneath your hip, and then you'll lean over so that your right forearm is on the ball. Left toes point out to the side. Left toes in line with the right knee. Inhale, send that ball away from you with the right forearm. Exhale, draw it in. Inhale, send it away. Exhale, draw it in. So once again, you could stay here. Everybody's going to keep going. Your next option would be to lift that left leg, and you could stay here. Your final option, we're going to go for 8. You can come up into that full side plank. Know that this side might be different. So if you need to modify on this side, but you didn't on the other, that's okay. You'll inhale, send the ball away. Exhale, bring it to you. Inhale, send it away. Exhale, bring it in. 6 more. and then you'll slowly set it down. Keep the ball to the back of your mat. We're going to come into a plank with our feet on the ball. So easier would be the shins on the ball. Harder will be the toes on the ball or the tops of the feet on the ball. You're going to take an inhale. You're going to bend your knees as if you were coming into a bear pose. So let the knees hover above the ground. And then as you exhale, press the ball away. So we're not tucking them into our chest. We're keeping our spine neutral. We're just inhaling, bending the hips and the knees. The knees hover above the mat. And then as you exhale, pick the legs up, press it away. So my upper body is not moving. All the movement is coming from my knees and my hips. And I'm stabilizing a lot through my abs and also through my lats. So I'm drawing my shoulder blades down my back body to keep my shoulders out of my ears. We're going to do 3 more here. And then you're going to draw those knees in, gently set the knees down to the floor, and step yourself off the ball. We're going to come back into a side plank. We're going to do 2 different variations of this. So we'll start with the arm on the ball. Same setup as before. Left forearm will be on the ball. Right leg extends long towards the back of the mat. Left knee underneath the hip. Right hand down if you need the stability. So you could just be working here, and this could be really, really challenging, and that's okay. Your next step is to try and lift that bottom knee. So take an inhale, and then as you exhale, press the ball away from you. See if you can draw the left knee up to tap the right. Inhale, set it down. Exhale, draw it up. Inhale, set it down. If you want to make this harder, the right hand floats or comes to the hip. We've got 6 more. You could also extend this left leg, stagger it out in front of you, and lift it up, kind of more like you would in a fallen triangle. 3 more. Last one. Beautiful. And then we'll take it to the other side. So you're working your inner thighs, a lot of shoulder, as well as your obliques. Right knee under the hip, left leg extends long, right forearm to the ball. Work on pressing into the ball if that's where you're at. Left hand there for stability if you want to. Take an inhale, press into the left foot and the right arm as you exhale. Tap the right knee to the left. Inhale, set it down. Exhale, tap it up. Inhale, set it down. We've got 8 more. If you want to take that left hand to the hip, go for it. Keep that left hip drawing forward. Don't let it rotate to the sky. One more. And then slowly lower it down. We're coming back to a plank with our feet on the ball. So set yourself up. Once again, shins could be on the ball to make this easier. Otherwise, toes or the tops of the feet will be on the ball. So find your plank, take an inhale. You're going to tap the right toes to the floor. Bring them back up, and then as you exhale, pike your hips up towards the sky. Roll the ball in towards you. If a pike is too much, you can tuck the knees and draw them into the chest. Roll it out. Inhale, tap the left foot down. Exhale, bring it back up to the ball. Pike the hips. Inhale it out. Exhale. Inhale, tap right. Exhale it up. Pike. Inhale, roll out. Take an exhale. Find a breathing pattern here that works for you. Keep on breathing. Try and pair it with a movement. And try and make your exhales on your effort. So if you need to take a couple of extra breaths in here, that's absolutely fine. But I would recommend exhaling as you pike and exhaling as you lift the leg. We're going to take 4 more on each side. 2 more on each side. One more each side. And then slowly step yourself off the ball. Whew. Okie dokie. So we're going to come back to those side planks. I'm going to have my right arm down. You can either be up on your palm and have the inner edge of your left foot up on the ball. So you could be here like this. So similar to where we were before, except now our foot's on the ball. You could also be down on your forearm. It really depends on what feels the best in your body. I'm going to go up on my palm. I might regret this. So we're going to do those leg lifts again. Take an inhale. As you exhale, press the left foot into the ball, press into the right hand or forearm, and see if you can float that right knee up to the left. And then inhale, set it down. You might need a chair or something in front of you to balance. Exhale, draw the leg up. Inhale, bring it down. We go for 8 more. Being on your forearm will give you a little bit more stability. You've got a wider base of support. I have short little arms and it just doesn't really feel great in my body, so I'm up on my palm. Three more. And then we'll switch it to the other side. So roll the ball underneath the other foot. Left palm or forearm will come down. Inner edge of the right foot will come to the ball. Left knee starts underneath the left hip. Right hip towards the side of the mat. Take an inhale. As you exhale, press down into the ball and the palm. See if you can lift the left knee. Oops. Inhale, set it down. Exhale, lift it up. Maybe you have to keep the left toes down. Inhale, set it down. We're going to go for 8 more. I'm on like a downward slant towards the camera, so my ball just wants to roll there. One more. And then slowly bring it back. We're coming back to a plank with our feet on the ball or our shins on the ball. Everybody's going to have their shins on the ball actually. So step yourself into your plank. Your shins are going to be on your ball. Your knees are a little bit bent here. So we're going to take kind of a pendulum action. So you're going to roll the ball over to the left. So your right shin is mostly going to be on the ball. The left shin might lift off. Ooh, don't go too far. And then as you exhale, you'll bring it back to center. I went too far. As you inhale, you'll roll the ball over to the right and then exhale back through center. So you find the amount of bend that you want in your knees. You could be really, really quite tucked up and roll from there. You probably won't get as much range of movement, but it'll be a little bit more controlled. We'll take 4 more to each side. Make yourself even and then slowly step yourself off the ball. We're going to do a little bit of leg work just to give our wrists a break. So come to stand at the top of your mat and then you're going to sit on the ball. So you're kind of at the top of your ball. Your fingertips are going to be on the ball, and then we're going to start to bounce. But it's a controlled bounce. So you sit down, stand up and pause. Sit down, stand up and pause. So your fingertips are there because I want you to feel whether you're shifting weight into your feet. So if you feel like you're holding onto the ball a lot more with one hand than the other, probably means that you're shifting a lot through your pelvis. You want to try and weight bear evenly through your feet. Take that pause at the top, squeeze the glutes and hamstrings. Obviously your fingertips are also there so the ball doesn't roll away from you. We're going to take 3 more like this, and then we're going to add a single leg. So you could stay here. Otherwise you'll come down. As you exhale, left heel lifts, inhale down. Exhale, right heel, inhale down. So once again, you could stay here. Now we're shifting more weight into one leg. You could stay here. Otherwise, we're going to start to lift that foot off. So you inhale, the left foot will lift, inhale it down, exhale, right foot. So it's just like our single leg chair, but now we're trying to stop momentum because we're coming out of a bounce. So now your weight is going to be a little bit uneven, but I want you to catch that momentum as much as you can, and I want you to keep lengthening through your spine. So your spine doesn't have to be flat, your spine has natural curves, but I don't want you rounding and hunched through your chest. I want you to think wide open collarbones, and as much as you can, try and keep an even weight on those fingertips. The next time that we land on the left foot, you're going to hold it there. So now we're holding this single leg squat. Keep the ball on your fingertips. As you inhale, you're going to stay. As you exhale, you're just going to extend the right knee out in front of you. Inhale, tap the heel to the ball. Exhale to extend. Inhale, tap the heel to the ball. Try and keep nice and steady through that left leg. Keep elongating through the upper back. We've got one more. We're going to come back to that little march. So left leg lifts, inhale down, right leg lifts, inhale down. The next time that you land on your right leg, we're going to do the same thing. So land on the right leg, stop that momentum. It's harder to stop it. Elongate through the chest. Take an inhale here. As you exhale, extend the left knee, kick the foot out in front of you. Inhale, tap the heel to the ball. Exhale, extend it out. Inhale, tap the heel to the ball. We do 3 more. We're going to go back to that little march. We're going to do a couple where we just take a longer hold and stop the momentum. So we're going to speed this up a little bit. And then the next time that you come to land on the left foot, you're going to hold for 3, 2, 1. Come into that fast little march. Next time that you come to the right foot, we're going to hold for 3, 2, 1. Come back. We'll do one more time on each side. So the faster that you make this little marching bounce, the harder it's going to be to stop that momentum. Next time that you find yourself on the left, stop. 3, 2, 1. Come back to the bounce. Next time you find yourself on the right, hold for 3, 2, 1, and then set yourself down. We're coming back to a plank. You thought it was over. It's not. You're going to step yourself back so that your feet are on the ball or your shins are on the ball. Set yourself up here. So this is hard. So I'm going to modify this, but I'm going to talk you through how you would do the full one. So shin or foot on the ball. You're going to ground down through the left foot. If you're coming into the full pose, you're going to do a push-up as your right knee comes to your right elbow. And then as you exhale, you'll send the right leg long, draw the left knee into the chest. Inhale, come down, right knee, right elbow as you push up, as you come into a push-up. And then as you exhale, straighten the arms, bend the left knee to the chest. That's really hard. I can only do about 2. We're going for 6 more of these. Your modification is stay in the plank, tap the right knee to the elbow, and then as you exhale, left knee to chest. Inhale, option for the push-up. Exhale, left knee to chest. We've got 4 more wherever you are. Bring both of your shins to the ball, and you're just going to walk your hands back towards the ball, coming into a little child's pose. Come up onto the fingertips, take some pressure out of the wrists. Take a nice deep inhale, and take a nice deep exhale. One more nice deep inhale. Nice deep exhale. Wonderful news, we have the other side. I am also just realizing that my ball is moldy. Welcome to living in the tropics. I don't know why I've never noticed that before. You're going to walk yourself back out into your plank. Either shins on the ball or right foot will be on the ball. Left leg will float. As you inhale, option to come into the push-up or stay in plank. Left knee to elbow. As you exhale, straighten the arms. Right knee to chest. Inhale, left knee to elbow, come down. And then as you exhale, plank, knee to chest. We've got 6 more wherever you are. One more. And then walk yourself back. Step off the ball. Once again, we're going to superset this with a little bit of leg work. Come to stand at the top of the mat. Your right foot is going to come to the top of the ball. Hips face forward. You've done these with me before if you've done these classes. As you inhale, you're going to bend the left knee, send the right leg back behind you. As you exhale, come all the way to stand. Inhale, send yourself back into a lunge. Exhale, press to stand. So both of your hips face forward like headlights. And that right knee tracks in line with the second and third toe. Your knee can come forward of your ankle. That's totally fine. Your knee can come forward of your toes. But for this exercise, I would prefer if you sent the knee back a little bit so that the shin was parallel, because I want to get more into the glutes than the quads. We're going to do 3 more to take us to 10, I think. My wonderful counting skills. On this last one, we're going to hold it down in the lunge. You could stay here. Otherwise, take an inhale. As you exhale, lift the front heel. Inhale, set it down. Exhale, lift it up. Inhale, set it down. We've got 8 more. Hands are wherever is comfortable for you. Keep it up on the toes. Take an inhale. As you exhale, come all the way to standing up on those left tippy toes. Inhale, send it back into a lunge on the tippy toes. Obviously, set the heel down if you need. Exhale, come to stand. Inhale, send it back into that lunge. We've got 8 more. Keep pressing down through your your left big toe. One more. Roll it all the way in, and we'll take it to the other side. So top of the left foot comes to the top of the ball. Square your hips towards the front of the mat. Take a nice deep inhale, send the ball back, bend into the right knee. And then as you exhale, press to stand. Torso can hinge forward, but again, you're keeping nice and lengthened through the spine, so you're not just collapsing and rounding through the chest. We've got 8 more. Last one, we'll hold it down there at the bottom. Take an inhale. As you exhale, raise the front heel. Inhale, set it down. Exhale to raise. Inhale, set it down. 8 more. Stay on those right toes. Exhale, come all the way to stand on the right leg. Inhale, send it back down, tippy toe lunge. Exhale, bring it up to stand. Inhale, take it down to the lunge. 8 more. And set that right heel down. So for this next one, you're going to want to make sure that you've got some space. I'm going to try and do this and stay in the camera. So you're going to come down into a high table, like kind of like a high reverse table. Your upper back is going to be supported on the ball. Your hips are going to be free. So I'm going to do this slow to start with because we're going to take a roll. So your hands can start wherever you kind of want. Probably above your head is better. You're going to start to roll towards the right. So your right shoulder is going to come onto the ball. You're going to cross your right foot under. Your hands are going to come to the ball, and you're going to do a push-up. You're going to come down, chest to the ball. We're going to reverse that. So the right shoulder comes back onto the ball, right foot steps under, and we come back into that tabletop. We're going to do both sides, but I'm going to have to change direction. So we're just going to go right to start with. So find out where you want your hands. Once again, we'll do it slow. So start to roll towards the right. Right shoulder comes to the ball. Right foot steps underneath. Press the ball away. Press back down onto the ball. Roll that right shoulder under. Come back into your table. You can keep this slow. Otherwise, we're going to make it fast. So you roll, woo, maybe you don't, and then you press up. I really don't have enough room to do this. You'll come down, you'll roll back into your table, you'll roll, press up, press down, and roll. We're going to do 5 more. Obviously, the faster you go, the harder it is. One more. And then we're going to go to the other side. So let me see how I'm going to do this. This could be fun because anyway, we'll figure this out. So come down onto your back. We'll do it slow. So you'll roll towards your left. Your left shoulder will come onto the ball. You'll flip yourself over. Belly comes to the ball. Press the ball away. You're in a plank. Chest comes to the ball. Tuck that left shoulder under. Roll all the way back into this high table. Roll towards the left. Left shoulder comes to the ball. Belly and chest end up on the ball. Press the ball away. Come back down to the ball. Tuck that left shoulder under. Or you can roll kind of with your arm above your head. We're going to go for 6 at whatever pace feels good for you. One more. And we're all going to end back up in this high table position. So you don't have to reposition yourself. I do. So end up back in this high table position. So my upper back and my head are the only things supported on the ball. More support, I can tag my elbows into the ball. Less support, I can bring my hands up towards the sky. Take an inhale here. As you exhale, first step, lift the right heel. Inhale, set it down. Exhale, left heel. Inhale, set it down. Exhale, right. Inhale, down. Exhale, left. Inhale down. You could stay here. Otherwise, as you exhale, try and keep your pelvis even. Press into the left foot. That right foot will float to a tabletop. Inhale, set it down. Exhale, left foot will float to a tabletop. Inhale, set it down. Exhale, right. Inhale, set it down. Keep lifting the hips. Exhale, left. Inhale, set it down. If you want to add on, as you exhale, the right leg comes up, the left arm reaches overhead, and then exhale it back to center. Inhale, reach the right arm, the left leg comes to tabletop. Exhale, back to center. We do 4 more on each side, whatever level you're working at. One more each side. And then slowly roll yourself all the way up to seated. We're going to come back into a push-up position with our hands on the ball. I'm going to give you lots and lots of options here. So we're all going to start on our knees, hands wide on the ball. Lean forward like you're coming into a plank. As you inhale, tap the chest to the ball. Exhale, squeeze the hands together. Inhale, release. Exhale, press away. Inhale, chest tap. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, release. Exhale, press away. We're all going to do 4 more like this. One more. You have the option to stay there. Otherwise, you'll come up onto the toes. First option would be to do a regular push-up, inhaling down, exhaling, press away. If you wanted to make this harder, you could start to float one leg and then press it up, float the other leg and then press it up. You could stay there. Otherwise, we're going to add a little bit of a dynamic movement to this. So be careful, don't let your ball roll away. You'll inhale, tap the chest to the ball. As you exhale, press away. See if you can lift the hands, find the ball. Inhale, chest up. Exhale, press away, lift away from the ball. Inhale, come back. So it's kind of like you're floating away from the ball and then landing in a push-up back on the ball. Only do this if you feel safe doing it. I don't want any comments saying that you broke your nose because you fell off the ball. That's on you. We've got 3 more. And then bring it all the way up to standing. Going back to the legs, you're going to turn side onto your ball. Your left leg is going to be on the ball. I like to turn my toes towards so that my the inner edge of my foot's parallel with the floor, but you can turn your toes to the sky. As you inhale, you're going to send your hips back, bend into the right knee. So get your hips back. Think there's a wall in front of your shin, and you can't let your toes come way, way forward. So it's going to help you with your hip mobility. And then as you exhale, you're going to press to stand. Inhale, come into this lateral lunge, get those hips back. Think of bending from your hip crease. Exhale, press into the heel, come to stand. Inhale, come down. Make sure your whole foot is on the floor. Don't lift your toes. And then as you exhale, press to stand. We've got 7 more here. Last one. We're going to come down. We're going to do those tiptoes again. So come down, take an inhale. As you exhale, lift your right heel if you can. Inhale, set it down. Exhale, lift up. Inhale, set it down. So now my knee is coming forward of my toes so that I can get that range of movement to lift my heel. Got 6 more. Stay on the toes if you can. Take an exhale, come all the way to standing on your right tippy toes. Inhale, see if you can come into that lunge. Keep the heel lifted. Exhale, press all the way to stand. Inhale, my spine is nice and neutral. I'm hinging back at my hips. Exhale, press to stand. Inhale, bring it down. We've got 6 more. Last one. Set that right heel down, take it over to the other side. Whew, my hips. So now we'll stand on the left leg. Right foot comes to the ball. You can turn your toes up if you want to. As you inhale, hinge back at the hips, send the chest forward, bend the left knee, lateral lunge. Exhale, press to stand. Inhale, bring it down. Exhale, press to stand. So this is essentially a single leg squat with a lot of hip opening on the other side. 7 more. We're going to come down into that lateral lunge. Take an inhale. As you exhale, left heel lifts. Inhale, set it down. Exhale, lift. Inhale, set it down. 8 more. Keep that heel lifted. Take an inhale. As you exhale, press all the way to stand on the left toes. Inhale, bring it down into that lunge. Keep the heel lifted. Exhale, press to stand. Inhale, bring it down. We've got 8 more. Last one. And roll that ball all the way in. So grab a quick drink. All right, we're going to come back to a side plank. So we're going to come down onto our right forearm. You've got a couple of options here. You could take the ball to a corner if you wanted to. Your first option would be to bring your left foot in front of you so that you start in a kind of like a half kneeling position, and then send that right leg long. So we're kind of in this staggered supported position with the left leg in front. That would be your first option. Left elbow is up to the sky. Your second option would be to stagger your feet long on the mat with your left foot in front. Your third option would be to stack that left foot on top of the right. Wherever you are, that left hand is coming behind the head. Press the floor away. Don't sink into the right shoulder. Take an inhale. As you exhale, that left elbow is going to come down to tap the ball. And then as you inhale, open it up. Exhale, tap the elbow to the ball. Inhale, open it up. We've got 8 more. One more. Inhale it up. Take the left hand to the ball. Set the right knee down, and we'll take it to the other side. So what I didn't mention was make sure you're not just moving your arm. So rotate your whole chest. Right foot can stamp in front, or you can stagger. Set yourself up for the second side, wherever you want to be. And when you're ready, you'll take that right hand behind the head, elbow nice and wide. Take a nice deep inhale here. As you exhale, the whole chest turns towards the ball. See if you can tap the right elbow to the ball. Inhale, open it up. Exhale, rotate it down. Inhale, open it up. We've got 8 more. One more. And then slowly release. From here, we're going to come to sit on the ball. So we're going to straddle the ball so our knees are wide. And then we're going to rock ourselves back into a squat position. So depending on the size of your ball may or may not be touching the ground. Nice and deep in that squat position. Take an inhale. As you exhale, squeeze the knees together as if you're going to pop the ball. And then inhale, slow, control, release. Exhale, adductor squeeze. Inhale, slow, control, release. We've got 8 more like this. You're going to keep a squeeze on that ball. Take an inhale. As you exhale, lift the heels. Inhale, set it down. Keep squeezing. Exhale to lift. Inhale, set it down. 8 more. Hold it at the top. Keep those heels lifted. Take an inhale. Release the ball a bit. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, release. Exhale, squeeze. 8 more. Last one. And then slowly release that ball. We're going to do some tricep dips. Again, extra stability. Take this ball over to a wall. You're going to face away from the ball. Your hands are going to be on the front of the ball, fingertips facing your heels. And then you're going to walk yourself off the ball. So now my butt is hovering. So your first step here, you can turn your fingertips out if you need to. Roll your shoulder blades back. Roll your shoulders back so your collarbone is nice and open. As you inhale, bend your elbows. So I'm not just dropping my butt. I'm bending my elbows to the back of the room, not the side of the room. And then as I exhale, I'm extending. Inhale, bend the elbows to the back of the room. Exhale, extend. So you could stay here. This is a really good place to stay. If you want to add on, you'll inhale, you'll dip. And then as you exhale, lift your right leg to tabletop as you straighten the arms. Inhale, dip. Exhale, lift the left leg as you straighten. Inhale to dip. Exhale, lift. Inhale to dip. Exhale, lift. If you want to make this harder still, the legs will go straight. I don't know if I can do this. Inhale, you'll bend the elbows. As you exhale, right knee to chest. Inhale, bend the elbows. Exhale, left knee to chest. Wherever you are, we're going to do 4 more. Nearly lost my ball. And then you're slow going to sit on the ball. You're going to bring that ball in front of you. We're going to make our way all the way down onto the floor. You're going to start with that ball tucked underneath your knees. So squeeze your heels into the ball as if you're trying to squeeze your heels to your glutes. Your hands can either come beside your body or they can come behind your head. Your head is going to stay down. Take an inhale. As you exhale, see if you can draw your knees up towards your shoulders. Lift the lower back off. And then inhale, slowly roll it down. So this is a slow control move. We're not using momentum. Exhale, squeeze the heels into the ball. See if you can roll your lower back off. Inhale, set it down. So you should feel your lower abs working here. We're going really slow because I don't want you to just fling your legs up towards the top of the mat. Try and keep your lower ribs on the floor, but see if you can roll and articulate through your lower back. You could stay here, otherwise we'll add the upper body. Inhale, ball taps the floor. As you exhale, elbows stay wide, rib cage slides towards the pelvis as the knees come towards the shoulders. Inhale, slow and control, like you're pulling apart Velcro, lower it down. Exhale, roll yourself up into a little ball. Elbows stay wide, neck is relaxed. Inhale, slow and control, set it down. You do 8 more here. Set yourself down. From here, you're going to send that ball long so that your heels are on the ball, your knees are extended. Take your hands down by your side. Take an inhale. As you exhale, lift yourself up into a reverse plank. So harder would be to have the hands floating. Take an inhale here. As you exhale, you're going to tap your right heel down to the floor and then inhale it back to the ball. As you exhale, tap your left heel down to the floor. Inhale it back to the ball. So you're trying not to wiggle a lot through your pelvis. So when you tap the right heel down, don't let your whole pelvis just collapse to the right. Try and keep your hips, your hip bones, like the front of your hips, facing up towards the sky. You do 3 more on each side. Relax your neck, relax your jaw. Beautiful. You're going to set the hips down. You're going to keep your feet on the ball and you're going to roll yourself up into a seated position. So my ball's quite tall for me to do this, but we'll see how I go. You're going to plant your hands behind you as if you were going to come into a reverse tabletop because that is where we're going. So find the angle that works best for your wrists. Take an inhale. As you exhale, you're going to press into your hands, lift your hips up. So now we're in a reverse plank with our feet on the ball still, but now we're balanced on our hands. You could stay right here. Otherwise, as you inhale, you're going to send your hips back towards your fingertips. The ball will roll towards you. Your knees stay straight. Your hips hover. And then as you exhale, you'll lift those hips back up, coming into that reverse plank. Inhale. Shift towards your fingertips. Your hips will hover. And then as you exhale, you'll press up into that reverse table. We're just going to do 6 more here. Last one. And then set those hips down. Roll yourself all the way down onto the floor. We're going to finish up with hamstrings, which is my least favorite thing to do. which is probably why I left it till the end. So your whole foot is going to be on the ball. Your knees are bent. The ball is pretty close to your butt. Same thing, hands can be by the side or they can reach up to the sky for an extra challenge. Take an inhale here. As you exhale, you're going to press into the ball, lift yourself up into a bridge, and then inhale, tap your hips down. Exhale to lift up, spine is neutral. Inhale, tap it down. We're going to do 8 more like this. One more. And then bring it down. Take the ball between the ankles. You're going to send the ball up towards the sky. Hands come behind the head once again. Take an inhale. As you exhale, upper body curls as you squeeze the ball between the ankles. Inner thighs are back. Inhale, slow release. Set it down. Exhale, squeeze the ball. Lift the torso. Inhale, release it back. 8 more. Last one. And then set it down. We're going to finish off with a hamstring curl. So I'm going to offer you the option to do this single leg. I'm probably going to be a baby and just do a double leg because I really hate this exercise, which means I should do it more. So we'll all start double leg. You'll come up into your bridge pose. As you inhale, slide the ball away from you, extend the legs. The hips are lifted. And then as you exhale, curl it back in. Keep the hips lifted. Inhale, send it away. Exhale, bring it back in. You can stay here. Otherwise, that left leg will float. Inhale, extend the right. Exhale, bring it in. Inhale, extend the right. Exhale, bring it in. We'll do 6 more on this leg. Whew, it burns. We're going to take it to the other side. So inhale, extend the left leg. Exhale, bring it in. Inhale to extend. Exhale, bring it in. We've got 6 more. There is no judgment if you are doing this double leg. It is still ridiculously hard. 3 more. Both feet to the ball. Take an inhale and then exhale, roll it down. Do something that challenges you every day, huh? Send that right leg long on the ball. You're going to extend that left leg up towards the sky. Take a hold behind the left leg anywhere. And just come into a hamstring stretch, pointing and flexing, maybe circling through the ankle. And then we'll switch it out. Send the left leg long on the ball. Send the right leg up to the sky. Point and flex through the ankle, taking a hamstring stretch. From here, you're going to keep the left foot on the ball. You're going to curl the ball in towards you. You're going to cross the right ankle over your left thigh. So we're coming into a reclined pigeon. Use that. You can use the right forearm to kind of press the right knee away from you, but keep your shoulders and your neck relaxed. And then we'll switch it out. The sole of the right foot will come to the ball. The left ankle will cross over the bottom of the right thigh, and then you just roll that ball in towards you with that right foot. Left arm can press the left knee away. And then you'll slow roll it out. Draw that ball back in towards you. Both of your knees come over the ball. Take your arms out to a capital T or a cactus, and you're just going to let yourself rock from side to side. If you would like to come into a more traditional spinal twist without the ball, you can certainly do that. And then when you're ready, you'll come back to center. You can take any other movements that you want to take. Otherwise, just let the ball support your legs. Let the arms come nice and wide. Turn your palms up to the sky. Take a nice deep inhale. And let it go through the mouth. As always, you can hang out here for as long as what feels good for you. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. Today, as you go forward, may you be balanced in your thoughts, kind in your words, and have generosity in your heart. Namaste.